So just to introduce myself, my name is Mokete Mzamai. I am the MMC responsible for economic development for Midvaal local municipality. So officially my department is development planning and is it? Yeah. So the department officially is development planning and housing. But economic development is one of those sections that is within my department, I think, which is the purpose that brings us together today. So we've got a jam-packed program, as you can see. I think in front of you there, you might have a package that sets out the program of the day. We've got quite a number of speakers that will be speaking to us about the economy and how do we get together as business as well as government to at least try to do what we're supposed to do in growing our economy and so forth. But before I start, I'm going to welcome the executive mayor. Mayor, welcome. And the executive mayor is also accompanied by the members of the mayoral committee. We've got the MMC responsible for corporate services, MMC responsible for roads and emergency services, roads and public safety. We've got the MMC responsible for community services. I saw at the back Reginald, who's the MMC also responsible for engineering. But as the program goes, I will then officially introduce them and also ask them to say perhaps one or two words to the people that are here. I know we also have quite a number of stakeholders that are here. I saw the acting ED responsible for development and planning in Sidibeng. Can I also invite Ntate Tebogo to please come in front and perhaps take a seat there. So Ntate Tebogo is responsible for, I believe, economic development also, but from the district level. So he's an important stakeholder for us, but I'm glad that the district is also represented in this platform. We also have a number of speakers, and as the program goes, obviously we'll introduce individual speakers. But for now, can I ask the following speakers to come to the front just before I introduce them? It will make it easier for them to join me at the podium, so they can just come to the podium and sit there. That is Mrs. Corlia Kun from Plan Associates, as well as Mr. Kola Zitole from GGDA. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to both of you. So my role, you'd see as per the program, is to direct the program, but then to also give the opening and welcome, or the is it the program director and opening remarks promise. So I thought in giving the program remarks, it's quite important for me to outline the purpose as to what brings us here today. And many of you have probably received invites to say, let's come together to the Midvaal SMME's summit. However, information might have not been clear as to what is the purpose of the summit and what we are hoping to achieve in terms of the summit. We know over the last couple of years we have been dealing with the effects of COVID-19, and I think many of the small businesses within our area experienced it firsthand, as we saw people losing job opportunities, losing their jobs, and businesses closing down and so forth. So as a municipality, we thought it's quite important for us to come together with the local businesses to try by all means to resolve some of the issues that you guys are facing within our area, and see to what extent can the municipality provide support in that instance. We know our economy, like everyone in the country, is not growing to the point where it should assist, or it could assist us in resolving some of the social issues that we have within our country. So I always say, if you go to most of our informal settlements, during the day you'll find many young people, many people there during the day, as opposed to being at work and also participating in the economy, because our economy is not growing. They're just sitting at home and not doing anything. This is not unique to Midvaal, but we know generally it's the issues that we are facing in the country. And I always have been saying to the department to say, failure to do something as a municipality will result in some issues that at a later stage we might not be able to resolve because the people would be at a point where they are angry and they are not listening to us. So we thought it was important for us to come together to discuss amongst those things. And I also know many of the businesses over the last couple of months, they've been engaging us to say, why is it Midvaal is not providing us with opportunities as small businesses? We know there's tenders and so forth, and I know there's business forums that are also present here that have been meeting with myself, the executive mayor, as well as the other MMCs, raising issues to say, why is it that their businesses or SMMEs are not benefiting in the programs that the municipality is running as far as economic activities is concerned. So I'm hoping at least also out of this summit we'll be able to map a clear way forward in terms of how we are able to move forward collectively in trying to work together to grow our economy. And some of the objectives of the summit will be to bring government as well as private sector together to resolve the issues that I have raised. It's important to also note that as a municipality, we cannot resolve all the issues that our businesses are having. I think it's a fact. We need other stakeholders to come on board in helping us to resolve those issues. Our economy as a whole does not only rely on the municipality to be able to get us out of the economic issues that we are having. So businesses, we called upon you to please come here, participate in our program, give us some of the ideas that you may be having, tell us some of the issues that you're having. It's easy for me and the director responsible for economic development to sit at our offices, come up with programs in planning to resolve some of the issues that we're having. But I think what we also need to realize is you guys are the ones that are on the ground day to day facing the issues that you are facing. Therefore, if information is not coming from you, we will not be able to respond appropriately as an institution. So the idea is to bring, number one, the SMMEs together, to bring private sector and big companies, that's what I mean. But at the same time, bring other stakeholders from government, those that are responsible for economic development, so that they can assist us in making sure that we are able to resolve some of those issues. We are also hoping to link the SMMEs with the opportunities that are available out there. We've got stakeholders from the private sector. I see Harvest Fresh is here. We've got stakeholders from the government. There's GEP, there's private sector such as Nedbank, who also have some opportunities that they would want to discuss with yourself. Those are just a few other stakeholders that will be presenting in terms of opportunities that do exist for businesses. So I think it goes back to the same thing that I was saying, to say growing the economy of Midvaal is not only the responsibility of Midvaal as a local municipality, but it's a responsibility of big business, small business, provincial government, national government, and all other agencies of government coming together and making sure that we contribute in making sure that at least there's some activities within our area. Because if we are able to grow our economy, we would be contributing to the bigger picture in terms of the economy of the country. Small as we may be, Mayor, everything that we do as a municipality contributes to the economy of the district, and the district as a whole will also contribute to the economy of the province as well as national. So don't take what you are doing in your small office or small corner as something that does not matter. But what I want to say is individually we have a role to play in making sure that we grow our economy. And I think it's a perfect time to deal with some of those issues now. It's a new administration of the municipality. I know provincial government, unfortunately, they are just left with one or so many months, but I think there's still some opportunities that we have not been exposed to as a municipality that they can share with us. But private sector also operates within our area, and I also want to encourage the big businesses within our area to say, please do contribute to the social well-being of our area, because you will know that if the communities are not happy on the ground, they close the roads, there's all of those other issues that comes, and many of us have to go all over the place in trying to resolve it. But if we come together, we may be able to at least undertake some programs that will assist us in that manner. I've indicated to say the aim is to link big business and small business. And what is also quite key to understand, and I know there's a gentleman that I met with during the week in my office. He was explaining, I think it's Mr. Kolili. He was explaining to me to say, it's also important to know that the municipality is not only where opportunities lie. You've got within our municipality your Heineken, you've got your SA Steel Mill, you've got all these other big companies. In their procurement processes and in their supply chain processes, that's what I wanted to say. Opportunities do exist for small businesses. However, I know the municipality can also be a key stakeholder in making sure that at least local businesses are the ones that are benefiting in some of those opportunities. I believe a gentleman, Dade Kolile, when I spoke to him, he was also telling me, Mayor, that when they went to Heineken trying to get an opportunity to see their team there, they were told they can't even go as far as their receptionist or whatever the case may be. That is why they wanted us as a municipality to bring the companies together with the SMME so that the SMMEs can also explain what opportunities exist there and how is it that our local businesses can benefit from those opportunities. Because I'll keep making an example of Heineken because they are a key stakeholder in our area, and I know they've indicated to me to say they've got a number of opportunities that do exist for our small businesses. It's just that because it's an international company, there's certain standards that is required for local businesses to meet for them to be onboarded into their procurement and onboarding system and so forth. Unfortunately, we couldn't have Heineken today, but they've undertaken to say they will also assist us in convening a broader meeting with SMMEs and other stakeholders where they'll unpack and say how is it that the SMMEs can come on board in terms of getting those opportunities and getting additional information. And I see outside also what we also tried to do was to on offer. And I also want to say, Mayor, we are committing as Development and Planning Department to say this will not be just a talk shop type of a summit. But the resolutions, the ideas and the decisions that we take here and the contributions that we'll be getting from yourselves will be very much critical in also assisting us as we start the process of public participation in terms of our LED strategy. The municipality is also looking at other ways of trying to get involved in assisting SMMEs, and I think when we have adopted those, the mayor will share with us and will give us an opportunity to share with you so that we can also make sure that you guys are on the same page with us as a municipality. And last but not least, just so that I don't take too much time and allow other stakeholders to come on board and give their presentations, the summit also aims to address, or maybe what I should be doing, I see the MMC of Finance is not here, so I will try on a high level to cover some of the issues that have been raised by some of the small businesses. I'm seeing that Teixiera, for instance, I'll just make an example, Buntate Tomo and many other stakeholders have been raising other issues to say, municipality, why is it that in our area we're seeing when there's tenders, all these other companies that are coming from your other provinces and so forth? What is it that our businesses locally is not doing so that they can get opportunities from the municipality? So we are trying to come up with certain policies within the municipality so as to make sure that if our local businesses are not getting opportunities in terms of the tendering process, at least we factor some of the requirements to say those main contractors would need to at least provide a certain percentage to our local businesses. And that would need to be a policy of a municipality, but it is not approved or it has not gone through the process. As and when it has been finalized and obviously taking into account the legislation of the country, we will then communicate such with the forums as well as the SMMEs that would have been asking those questions. So it's quite a jam-packed program that we have today, and I do not want to waste any more time. I think many of the issues promise I will address as and when we go with the program, so that we are able to give other speakers an opportunity, and I'll also elaborate some of the opportunities we have as an institution as we go forward.
So, Speaker of Council, Councillor Alan McLachlan, Program Director in MMC for Development and Planning, Councillor MMC Motsamai, all MMCs that are present, fellow councillors, Municipal Manager, Mr. Anton Groenewald in his absentia. I did see the Acting Municipal Manager, Mr. Pumutso Magodi, I don't know if he's still around. All HODs, greetings to also the Manager of Development and Planning, Mr. Mutlaneng from the District Municipality, valid business stakeholders, including those from small, medium and micro enterprises, SMME sector, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, sanbonani. So let me welcome all the presentations by the different stakeholders. I think they were very, very informative and very promising within Midvaal, and also getting our SMMEs and our businesses growing. So I want to say that this is a topic that is very close to my heart, and this is why, as a municipality, under the leadership of the MMC Development and Planning, we've put together the summit to come and talk to you and engage with you, because we understand that we cannot know it all. And we need Mr. Simono and so forth to advise us to say that in order to grow the local economy, this is what you need to do. And this is why public consultation and these type of engagements are very, very important. To say, municipality, you want to grow the economy, this is what we feel or think you should be focusing on. And I think this is why we are here, to come and try to find each other and to ensure that we grow this local economy and we empower our local SMMEs as much as possible. So I'm very, very excited, and I want to congratulate the department for putting this SMME summit together. Now, we always talk about, politicians like myself stand in front or stand at the podiums and we talk about local economic development and so forth. But do we actually understand what it means? And the answer is no, most of the time. So this is why it was important to have this engagement. Now, for this new administration, we came into office in 2021, and one of the first things we said is that we need to boost our local economy, we need to empower our SMMEs and so forth. Now, we all know that Midvaal, local municipality, is one of the fastest, or Midvaal as a whole in general, is one of the fastest growing areas in Gauteng. Now, there is a lot of development that is happening within our jurisdiction, and in the main it's because of good service delivery, clean governance and so forth. So investors want to come and invest in Midvaal. And if you look at even internally within our budget, our capital budget, you will see it has also grown. This clearly shows that we are growing residentially, commercially, businesses are coming in and so forth. And it's important that we as a municipality do not leave you behind whilst we grow as an institution. Now, someone mentioned earlier that it's in terms of government, they also got a role to play in local government, especially when it comes to services, basic services that should be in place before businesses can actually prosper. Now, I must agree with him 100%. I suspect he may be from Mfule, but nevertheless, as But I want to say that I fully agree with him, because how do you run a business if you don't have electricity, for example, or water? It really, really makes it difficult. And we recently saw, in terms of the load shedding, level 6 and so forth, what it has done to businesses. Small businesses, some of them have shut down. Someone sent me a message on Facebook to say, Mayor, this is killing me. I'm going to close. 6 people are going to soon find themselves unemployed because it's costing me 2,000 rands a day just to run a generator. Now that is unfair. How are you supposed to thrive as a local business while you face this? And keep in mind, we just come from a very hard lockdown due to the pandemic. where some businesses did not reopen. They closed completely. So those that are seated here that are still in business, I applaud you. You're one of the lucky ones. There are those that never reopened. Jobs were lost because of that. Manje soki load shedding futhi, akuna electricity. Namanzi futhi is becoming a problem. So really, government also needs to look at itself and say, but how do we start looking at getting the basics right? These are basic things. Water, sewer, roads, electricity. It's not things that we should still be trying to sort out in this day and age, in 2022, because these affect you as businesses. Now, government cannot, government alone cannot create jobs for all of our people. This is why the private sector, it's very, very important that the private sector comes on board. And we, as the local authority, must partner with the private sector. And this is exactly what we have been doing. Recently, we engaged some of our bigger businesses that are located in Midvaal. Your BSI Steel, your Ingrain, your Harvest Fresh, Heineken. And we've asked them a similar question to say, but how can you assist in terms of empowering our SMMEs within Midvaal? Because they look to us to create those opportunities alone. And it is very, 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 very difficult. The MMC of HR can tell you, within our database, we've got around 9,000 people that are seeking employment. Now, who do you take if we only create around 23 job opportunities per annum as an institution? It's a drop in the ocean. So this is why we felt as a new administration, but the private sector also has a role to play. How do they come on board and assist us with this? How do we partner? How do we work together so that we can be able to empower you as our local businesses? Because we understand, umama othengisa amagwinya lapha elokishini uqasha abantu abayi-2 or 3 to assist. She is creating job opportunities for our people. And many of the other businesses that are there. So I think this is it's an engagement that we had, and there will be many follow-ups. Now I know most of you say, Sizan, what's the point? We talk about these things, it becomes a talk show, and nothing happens thereafter. There is no follow-up, especially when it comes from people like myself, politicians. I know in South Africa and Saskia, you don't trust us a little, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you, because if you look at the situation in the country, of course you're going to feel that way. Now, for us, it's we must work hard towards changing that perception that you have about politicians. Now, while we were talking about infrastructure, it's also very important that as a municipality we continue investing in bulk infrastructure. Now you look at the R59, both, when an investor comes, when they want to come and invest in a municipality or in an area, the first thing they want to check, can you give me a water connection? Can you give me a sewer connection? Can you give me an electricity connection? We must be able to say, yes, it's ready. And unfortunately, in some parts of Midvaal, there is still a lack of bulk infrastructure. But the municipality has already started addressing this particular challenge. This is why you will see in Ward 5, Highbury, there is a 10 megaliter water reservoir that we recently constructed. From the substation, running all the way to Graceview, Heineken, that area. So that particular, it will be a spine road. So what do they call it? A service lane, in other words, that will run parallel to the highway. And this will open up for businesses to come and settle in that particular area. Imagine what this will mean for our people, especially those in your areas like Sekeng. So it's very important that also as an administration, we must correct the spatial injustices of the past. You must not catch 2 taxis to get to work. Where all your salary ends up in your taxi fee transport, and it's with the petrol, the cost of fuel, and all these things, what it means for our people. So even that development and planning, the MMC and his team is working very hard to bring opportunities closer to where the people are. And this is very, very, very key. So in terms of bulk infrastructure development, I want to assure you that the municipality is looking into it. We want to ensure that the investors, when they come, we are able to provide them with that particular services that they may need. The other big one is also cutting red tape. There's too much red tape in government. Too much. You submit an application, it takes 2 years to get the thing off the ground. I don't understand why that must it take that long. And I want to tell you that as a municipality, we've put together an investment and retention committee that will deal with this problem of red tape that we face as government. So normally what delays the whole process is that when you submit an application to development and planning, it has to circulate to all the departments of the municipality. So it will start at development and planning, then it goes to engineering or infrastructure department, then it's there for another month or two because they need to investigate, they need to submit their comments, then it goes to another legal department for, and so forth, and another department and another department. Now, with this investment and retention committee, they are able to make decisions right there. Since application you would see on their table has not been attended to. The investor they don't want that. Serious business people, they don't have time for that, for red tape. They move, they pick up and they go next door. As simple as that. Now, we're working hard in terms of ensuring that we do also, we also cater for those that are existing, the businesses that are existing within Midvaal. Because as much as we want to attract new investment, it's also important that we look after those that are already here and ensure that they too are also happy. Because when they close, our brothers and sisters lose their jobs. As simple as that. So that is the strategy that we are adopting as a new administration. I just want to say that I touched briefly on the capital budget of the municipality, that it has grown. Now when I say it has grown, it means more opportunities for you as businesses that are here. And in the main, those that are in the construction sector. So you will see many capital projects, infrastructure projects that are coming up within the institution to cover what I mentioned to you about the lack of bulk services within the institution. Now, within those particular projects, we are doing our best to ensure that as much as possible, local businesses are employed and do participate in the opportunities that are created there. Now, it's difficult once again to accommodate each and every business that is here. And immediately when this one business is not accommodated, it's very, 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 very difficult. So Midvaal will be turned into a construction site. Our grant allocations that we receive from Treasury and the other spheres of government are also growing. And they are growing for a reason. It's because we implement and we spend the money that is allocated to us. Our conditional grants, we spend them. Now, I must thank you as businesses too for that. Because when I say we spend them, it means you didn't stop the project. Remember, I want to remind you as businesses, when you go to site and you stop the project, the consequences of that, or the risks of that, is that we are not going to be able to spend that money on time, and it will be taken back to the funder. Then we sit with white elephants, half-complete projects. And who suffers in the main? The residents, the community. Also business uzobahambile na bhayile. Ushiya lapha community ayina manzi ayina electric. Because the project here stopper, ama-funds are really moved. So please, I always say that when there's an issue or there's a dispute, The last resort should be stopping the project. Makulume, communication is key. Very, very, very key. Many of you here have worked with you. Before I became mayor, I was still MMC of infrastructure. I know most of you here. And you will remember, I've always said, come, let's sit down, let's sit around the table, let us try to resolve the issues together instead of stopping the project. Because this is wrong. It is truly, truly, truly wrong. You are not spiting me. You are spiting the greater community that needs that particular service. And I think as businesses, really, we must look at that. Let us stay away from closing projects. That should be the last resort. Communicate. If you come to me, I'm going to ask you that question. Have you spoken to the council? Have you spoken to the relevant MMC? Have you spoken to the relevant department, the contractors? Have you requested a meeting of all stakeholders involved before shutting down the project? That is what I will put to you. So I need us to work together on that particular one. Opportunities are many because, as I have mentioned, that our allocation of grants is growing. We are on the verge of applying even for additional grants as a municipality. So our municipal infrastructure grant currently, we receive around 40 million rands. We are saying to the other sphere of government that give us more, we will spend it. We often get late allocations from non-performing municipalities, in the main our neighboring municipalities. Basniga le mali in May or April, and then by end of June, Guamele also is spending. How are you going to spend all that money? Now I'm talking 20 million and they tell you, no, you must have spent it by the end of June. So we are saying from the beginning, give us that money, we will deliver. And I'm mentioning this to you because these are opportunities for you that are there, that will come. And we must not bring politics into it. When we have these summits, it's for everyone. Whether you voted for the Green Party or the Blue, someone spoke about colors, I'm also speaking about colors, red, all those other ones, and so forth. It doesn't matter. We're here to boost our economy because indlala, aina kala or utu votelo ba. Yeah. So it's very, very, very key that we work together on that. And one, two, and this goes across board. Whether we Teixiera or whatever service you render. Now let you go to Banda Zokwat. Ngeke siphinde ukusebenzisa. Akusebenzisa hapo. Isalisho tsebata. I can understand bo mmemane khale ba re emetsi so le a dikabata. Ba emetsi. But I want to say that dintho tse jwalo le rona as the business, we must look at those things, man, the quality. Re learn re bone hore how do we make an impression? Re batla ho etsa impression hore lo sane ke bitsuwe ke tlo kgona ho etsa mosebetsi hape for government. So yeah, I think for Midvaal, we are safe to say that we are growing, as I've said, as a municipality, and we want to grow with you. We want to empower you. We want to make sure that now you grow and you hire more people, so that we can deal with the high unemployment rate within the country. I can tell you in Midvaal, the unemployment rate is currently at 18.8%, which is quite low if you look at other areas as well, but we are not here. We can't sit down and celebrate because abantu nabangasebenzi baqala kenza ezinye izinto esingazivuma. Angithi we all know what an idling mind does, so we don't want that type of setup corner like in Midvaal. So it is very, very important that we address this unemployment rate issue together, as the residents together, or as the business together with us as government. I also want to say that, you know, buying local is very important. Now, as a business person, now I'm going again, I'm picking on the construction guys here. Now, iteng material. Ungaphumi ngaphandle ePitori uthenga material. Buy the material, source it local. The MMC spoke about the costing part of it. I think that one we will have to have another session now. It makes sense. The bricks, the windows, the doors, all those things should have been sourced local. Now the contractor there, or the developer, whoever there, can buy from Pretoria, can buy from Limpopo, can buy from wherever. And our local businesses suffer. So I think we will learn from that missed opportunity, but we must ensure it doesn't happen again going forward. It is very, very important, and the MMC is fully aware. I always talk about this, which we must, and this is why our local economic development department must not just be limited to putting together strategies. We must do more. We must do more than just putting together a strategy. To say, but let us implement a strategy. How do we implement a strategy? And in I'm as a mayor, I must put key performance indicators to that. To say, how do I evaluate? I'm officially on that. I must ask every quarter, how far are you? How many SMMEs have been empowered? How many job opportunities have been created? I want actual stuff, not into a sazoyenze. That one means nkateli. The executive within the municipality, they'll tell you in our meetings, they know the vision that I have. So I want to say to all the businesses that are here in closing, but I want to say that we as a municipality, we have an appetite to grow you, but equally to grow the municipality and grow our community. And we need you to work with us in ensuring that we do reach that particular goal. So it is very, very important that we work as a collective. There must be unity. And many of the business forums that are present here, I saw some of them, Bobongani, MBU, I saw them. I don't know if he's still here. Oh, there he is. I have said to people like Bongani that my dream is one day to have a united business forum in Midvaal. One that represents all businesses in Midvaal. That particular business forum, it must be simple for the municipality to say, when we introduce a project in a community, we invite the business forum as a stakeholder, so that we can present the opportunities that are available within that particular project. Now, at this stage, it is very difficult to do so because you recognize one, then another one comes in. And remember, there are all these business forums that exist. I mean, there's one even when I was MMC, but when they were here and they were demanding opportunities. And my question to them is that if you are coming from KZN, yes, you've got people that affiliate within your forum in Midvaal, but why should I recognize you all the way from there? You understand? So unity, my point is unity. If we can find a way of working together as businesses, I am telling you, we can take this area to greater heights. We can empower many people, we can end this thing of poverty, we can grow as businesses, we can grow as a municipality, and the sky can only be blue. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to all those stakeholders that have done presentations that were very informative and very promising. And I trust that today will not just be a talk show, but we'll actually get the wheel rolling, and we will see our businesses growing as an institution. Nyanbonga, baie dankie, ke a leboha. Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to BNCA Newsfeed. I am Hotabile Moyi. Today we are at the Midvaal and we are here with the executive mayor. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How did the event go? Did it go the way that you expected it?
Look, so far so good. I'm very glad with the participation. We've got many local businesses that are present here today, which is very good. I think it's exciting. The input that we've received from the businesses that are here is very, very exciting and promising. And I think the presentations that were done were also excellent. And I think we are closer to working together as a collective, as a municipality and the local businesses in Midvaal.
Okay, sir. So on your take, do you really see a future with you guys working together with both the businesses and as the municipality?
No, certainly. Look, we are here to empower our local businesses. Like I said, we are developing municipality, fast-growing municipality, and there are many opportunities that are here for local businesses to benefit from. And this is why it's important to have such events to inform them of the opportunities that are available in the municipality. So far so good, and I think we are very close to finding one another. Obviously, the municipality cannot create all the opportunities, and this is why I said earlier in my speech that it is important that we also partner with the private sector, bigger businesses, to say, but how do we also accommodate the SMMEs and smaller businesses for them to also play a role in growing our economy?
Okay, sir. And in partnering with the private sector, is there any way that you guys have already started or initiated in partnering with the private sector?
Look, we've realized that we cannot win on the battle of unemployment alone as government, and this is why we thought that the involvement of the private sector is very important. And this is why, as a municipality, we recently had a business breakfast where we invited all our local businesses to come and engage with us, to come and see what opportunities can we create for these small SMMEs that are coming up within our municipality. And it's also promising from them. They've indicated that they also want to start an incubation project where they can actually absorb some of these local businesses and ensure that they also capacitate, empower them as well. And obviously this will grow our economy and create jobs for our people.
Okay. I think that's it for the mayor. Thank you so much, Mr. for your time, and thank you so much. Greetings once again. I am here with MMC of Development and Planning. What was the aim of the whole event?
So for quite some time we've known that we know as a result of COVID our economy is not going to the extent that we wanted it to grow. And SMMEs have been coming to my office to say you need to do something, but we know as a municipality we cannot do something alone. We rely on other stakeholders to come on board so that we can come together and provide solutions so that we can better the lives of our people on the ground. So what we've decided was to bring government, private sector and also SMMEs so that we can have a discussion, present our LED summit strategy and quite a number of other programs that we have available on offer. So that was the main purpose of today's engagement, to find solutions to our economy, just so that we can make sure that we grow our economy and we work with our people, more especially SMMEs, to make sure that they grow also within our area.
Okay, so on your take, do you think that the event became a success?
Absolutely. The turnout is as we expected, but it's not necessarily only about the number, it's exactly the people that we have targeted. This program was designed specifically for SMMEs. As you can see here, also from the comments that we're getting, it's all SMMEs that are represented from different sectors and mainly SMMEs who are based in Midvaal. So for me, it's a huge success. We are going to take some of their proposals, at least factor them into our programs and see to what extent we can work with them. And then I've committed to them to say again next year we will come back, and then after coming back we should give progress in terms of the implementation of some of the proposals that have been proposed to us.
Okay, so you're saying that you guys are going to come back next year. So will this again be happening for how long?
So the summit for our term, I'm planning to make sure that it's an annual summit. Remember, the strategy that we are presenting is a 5-year strategy. It's got milestones within the next 5 years. So on an annual basis, we'll come back and present the progress that we have made in terms of making sure that we deliver on that particular strategy.
Okay. Thank you so much, Say, for your time. That's it from BNCA Newsfeed. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you.